Hey guys, this is Gerry reporting for Kids First. Today we're reviewing the film Finding Dory. It's been 13 years since Finding Nemo came out, and I am so excited that there's finally a sequel to Finding Nemo, and it continues with legendary characters, legendary story, and beautiful scenery as well. The adventure starts when the crew, Marlin, Nemo, Dory, they're back at the coral reef, having normal lives. Nemo's going to school. Everything's great and fantastic and normal. But Dory has a memory of her family, and before the events of Finding Nemo, her family, her parents, she has a memory which is very strange because she suffers from short-term memory loss. Of course, they go on this huge adventure across the ocean again to find her parents and see what happened and reunite with her family. If you'd like to find out what happens, what characters they meet, where they go, gotta watch the film. My favorite scene would be when they introduce my favorite character by far, and his name is Hank. He's played by Ed O'Neill, and he is a red tiny octopus. What I really loved about him is that he played such an important role. The relationship between Dory and Hank was hilarious and greatly enjoyable throughout the whole film, and that scene introduced it. It was not only important for the film, but really enjoyable for the audience because of how well they did it. Now, there's a lot of things I love about the film. Like, for example, the voiceover. Because it's been 13 years, that was a big question, and that was spectacular. What was most amazing is the voice of Nemo was exactly like it was 13 years ago, which means they got a new kid to play it. His name was Hayden Rolence, and he played Nemo in this film because, the original kid could not play it since he grew up. He's 13 years older. He didn't do the kid voice, but Hayden Rolence did a stupendous job. He sounded exactly like Nemo, and he continued the legendary character very well. Something I did not like about this film was the story. I felt like the story was exactly like Finding Nemo, just a little bit altered, and that honestly made it a little bit expected and boring because it's the same whole adventure across the ocean, meeting new fish friends, finding somebody they lost a long time ago or very recently, and then having some human interaction or something like that was kind of just really repeated. There are some unique aspects, like for example, it's the year 2016 animation, the fact that it's in a different place with different characters, but there are still a lot of repeated things, including the jokes. I felt like the jokes were a little bit too much, a little too repetitive, and a little too pushed into the audience, which made them a little boring after a while. Something that happened before Finding Dory even started playing was a short film called Piper, and why Piper is so memorable to me is because of how beautifully rendered it was. It was so much detail, so much design. There were millions of feathers on the birds that were carefully picked out, placed, and designed each and individually, and lighted and rendered and everything. And there was a long list of animators, if you look in the credits, for something that was 1-2 minutes long. And the level of detail they got with the story, even though nobody was talking, the morals they showed, and so much in just these 2 minutes was spectacular and beautiful. If you're going to see Finding Dory, I definitely recommend you go there early to see Piper because it's easily Pixar's best short film to date. Now, even though there are a few things wrong with Finding Dory, I definitely thought it was a good film overall. So I'm going to give it 4 out of 5 stars because despite some problems with the story and the comedy, the voice acting and the animation was still beautiful, and also it did pretty well continue the legend of Finding Nemo. Now, this is definitely meant for kids, so I'm going to give it an age rating of 4 to 18. I'm not going to say younger because there are a few action scenes that may be a little too intense for younger kids. Otherwise, I think it's fine, and like I said, it's definitely recommended for kids. If you'd like to see this film, it comes out in theaters near you June 17th. I'm Gerry reporting for Kids First. Bye!